Fnatic's turn to ban.
Come on, LD, get your shit together.
Evil
Fnatic versus
geniuses
EG.
turn to ban.
Higher Fnatic. Swapped right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second stream. It's LD and Luminous bringing you Fnatic versus EG. bo1, big match for Fnatic. With a win here, they will punch their ticket into the main event. They will also put EG in a precarious position, Lumi. Do you think Fnatic has what it takes?
Winter was emphatically saying no, so I'm going to say no as well.
All right, well, I'm going to disagree with you guys.
Okay.
Because you're both usually wrong. So
Fair
I just
enough.
do the opposite of whatever you
Fair enough.
If Winter doesn't believe, then I'm not sure who does.
You know, I think like Fnatic has a 30% chance.
30%.
That's not too bad.
bo1.
Yeah.
I think they'll take it.
Is that a fair estimate, you think?
I would definitely say it's EG favored, but
yeah.
I guess the one issue for me is I feel like Fnatic hasn't been playing the cleanest Dota.
Oh.
But they have shown some cool drafts, and they're going to show a very different one here, grabbing the OD and Nature's Prophet extremely early, especially in the OD pick. Generally, when we see this hero grabbed, it's not phase 1.
Yeah, how do you feel about OD as a hero in this patch? I feel like similar to the OD, he's very susceptible to gank, he doesn't farm the fastest, and in team fights, especially the new OD, it feels like you need to get a couple of physical hits to really let loose that big sanity clip. So
it's weird because, you know, and I think you and I cast an OD game yesterday, I believe,
right,
where it was like, you need to drop the ult right away to get the kill, but you also want to hit a bunch of times first to get the extra damage, so...
Yeah, so...
It's kind of a rock and a hard place.
As a hero as a whole, I feel like he's very finicky, and a lot of things need to go right. I'm not sure whether you could first phase pick this hero.
I view him as an absolutely devastating hard carry, but it takes a lot to get him there, and it's harder for him to come online than others.
Is he though? Like, for example, if you first phase pick him, EG just picks 3 BKB core, right? And then suddenly you're in a bad place.
That's true. I mean, normally late game OD you're getting a hex, so...
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, so EG's going to run it back with Enigma. They played it against Na'Vi yesterday, which I believe you casted the game, right?
Yeah, and that Na'Vi invested a lot in shutting down Fear. They dropped 2 observers and a sentry all in the offensive jungle position. And Fear just went to that big camp that's up near the off lane and just, he had level 5 at like 4 minutes. Felt like he wasn't even remotely affected by the pressure, so...
Okay, but you painted that scenario, but let's imagine where Fear gets the jungle entirely to himself. Like, he is one of the fastest jungler in the game. So, do you make that sacrifice where you kind of limit his farm at the cost of 1 or 2 observers, or do you just let him do what he wants?
I mean, maybe it's something Ohio can try to disrupt, sending the Treants in a bit, but I'm not... I don't know. Fnatic has not really been picking too many aggressive, like, laning supports. Like, yeah, they picked Chen, but Chen has been banned, and that's been their big go-to when they want to pressure a lot early, so... I mean, who would you go for? Bounty Hunter? Like, what are some solutions to try and slow down the Enigma?
I like Bounty, especially in this patch where you fight a lot. EG generally likes to play historically more late game oriented drafts, and I think Bounty, if you as you trade back and forth, you get a lot of traction with track kills. I'm a big Bounty fanboy, so.
You know, I didn't actually think about this Mushi OD potentially. We have not, if it is. I remember Mushi used to have some sick games on this hero back in the day. Be an old school throwback.
Well, I mean, Mushi is one of the strongest mid laner. I'm actually sad that he's not in the mid lane anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, mid one's actually playing pretty well.
The safe lane where old mids go to die. Is that the Dota trend?
Is it? I mean, the only other thing that has happened.
Like, I mean, obviously RTZ's all watched up now. That's why he's the safe lane carry, and Sumail is taking over the heavy lifting position.
Some will say that he's the best carry in the world, but you know, he's washed up too.
How does the best carry in the world rank compared to the best mid in the world, though? That's the question.
Yeah, I guess. You know, the carry.
I love those like positional arguments, you know, and whether it's sports or Dota, you know. Just I enjoy the combat between the fans.
The mid is definitely the flashiest position, right? It's like the quarterback of the team. He's the, I don't know, whoever that shoots the 3-pointers.
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard, I guess. Your Kobe's, you know.
All right. Well, speaking of washed up.
Damn.
How appropriate that we've got old man Fear.
Okay, Fear is not washed up.
No, he's not as washed up as Kobe, that's for sure.
But
no, Fear is aged like a fine wine.
All right.
Rubik is the grab for Fnatic, so they get could be a disruptive support. I mean, hell, you know, maybe we'll see some dual roam action potentially. That would be something fresh and funky. Nobody does that anymore.
Shame, because there's so many Chens in the metagame, right? I feel like he's probably one of the best dual roam supports out there to combine with. In any case, Rubik obviously for the Black Hole Steal that you could guarantee yourself, but Enigma to me as a hero is much more about just a Black Hole. Push could, gank decently,
And
a lot of pressure.
and if it's only a Rubik that you have to deal with, you just make sure you catch the Rubik in the Black Hole.
Yeah.
So last time EG did this draft, they ran an Omni Knight in the offlane. They picked, I don't remember what it was, mid Invoker? No, not Invoker. Was it Sumail Invoker?
I saw some Invoker in a different game.
It was a very heavy pushing lineup. I'm trying to, let me go look it up actually.
Oh,
well, this is not the Omni Knight though.
Yeah,
this is.
I was gonna say I don't think you could pick Omni. Well, Omni Knight is banned here by Fnatic on the second phase.
Oh, yeah,
but you also can't pick Omni Knight if you haven't seen both supports, because Oracle just your hero's done. But that is a fairly safe pick.
They ran Ember. Yeah. That's right. It was the Sumail Ember mid. He just got out of control. Solo killed Dendi as Puck really early, and then just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay. So in this draft, suddenly, if you're on the Fnatic side, you have to protect a core that's really hard to protect. LD, he's squishy. You have to protect him against Bat Swap.
And one of the heroes that looks to create space, the Prophet, is very easily just shut down by Batrider and even Benj, both really good at scouting.
Hey.
So there's the bounty. This is the Enigma counter, I guess, at least in the laning stage. Try to keep eyes on him, disrupt the jungle. So far, I have not seen anyone slow down a jungler very effectively in this patch.
Well, maybe somebody on.
So this would be a first for at least the games that I've.
I also like Bounty in this game because somewhere down the line he could pick a Lotus Orb, which would be really good against Bat and Venge.
And they don't have great. They have like mediocre solutions to Lasso right now, I would say. So
they have no solution to Lasso.
I mean, they've got maybe a super quick lift if you're in the right position. This is how people play this patch, Lumi. Here's the Lycan.
And Lycan is very good against Bounty. Like you group up as 5, and that's where sure you could track everybody, but can't really run in. The Necrobook as a natural counter to Bounty Hunter.
Fnatic is pretty terrible at defending the towers, I would say. They need to be finding picks and preventing EG from grouping up or coming online.
Yeah, I would agree that they have the drafting advantage right now. I think. Also, Rubik is again another hero that doesn't do well against heroes that just run at you. So Lycan is an issue.
I wouldn't necessarily say a total advantage, but it's like EG can lose the lanes and still potentially just 5 major towers, or if they win the lanes, you're just screwed. So I think EG has Fnatic are kind of, they have to win the lanes.
EG has a much easier time to execute their game plan. It's not as hard. Fnatic almost has to play perfectly, and you're doing it against a team that arguably is much better than Fnatic. So
I do like the Invoker ban here. It's something that EG could easily fit into this draft. It's a Sumail special. Can push super hard. Even if he wanted to go Quaswex, would still them great just team fight and sieging potential. Throw that alacrity on the Lycan as well. So I do like the ban here, but I'm curious what EG would consider instead. They already have the Bat to initiate, so they don't need him to play like that Ember Spirit type hero.
I'd like to see them pick up a core that could soak up a bit of farm, because Batrider as a core, once he gets a blink and the 4 staff comes very naturally. I'm thinking of something like Shadow Fiend. We've seen LGD pick it a couple of times. It's a good sieging hero.
And he could skip the mech this game because Enigma can grab that for you.
So you have a very fast mech from the Enigma. You have a lot of control. Now you just need somebody to sit in front to siege.
So what are Fnatic going to get? I'm curious how they want to lane this as well. Is it the mid OD for mid 1, or is it Mushi taking it maybe even to the safe lane, and then they would need something else mid? They don't really have a front liner. I still feel like they're very light on D push, unless they're going to go all in on ganks and just spreading the map.
Do you feel something like, either mid or carry Lina would do fine here? Just decent amount of D push, a ton of burst damage, get a quick kill on either Bat, Enigma.
Lina's not bad. She's good against BKB carries like Lycan. The one thing I worry about is that Batrider is pretty annoying for her, but she can build a Yules, at which point she could be a tool to deal with him.
Yeah. It's okay, but it doesn't feel like it's that's a great solution pick,
Yeah. They run here. I definitely can't go for it.
I want to say that I've seen Fnatic pick things like Ursa in the past. Is that like too just out there for something like this?
They're so good at kiting Ursa.
That is true.
And there's so many just things that, like, so much physical damage.
Like Mana Bird, Malefice,
Napalm, Swap if he ever gets on someone. They don't have much Roche potential either, so I feel like Fnatic just have a lot of needs to fill with this last pick.
Well, the thing is, Ursa gives them that Roche potential.
Yeah.
Take it away from Lycan.
He would be good for that. Anything off the wall come to mind?
Carry Void. Something that did not work out yesterday. Oh!
Medusa.
This is good,
Evil
right?
geniuses
Well,
turn to pick.
It's a very tanky bulwark for the lineup. It is something that can deal with a Lycan going on him. Also, great lasso target for Fnatic, as in they'd love if Medusa gets lassoed compared to a lot of other heroes.
Yes. What is the interaction with Stone Gaze and the OD Orb? I believe you can still do your full damage, right? Because it's pure damage. And I believe when the enemy target is Stone Gaze, your Mystic Snakes, instead of magic damage, it becomes pure damage. So by equivalent property, it should work in the way that Fnatic works.
They have 100 magic damage resist.
Not pure, yeah. So
it should work.
Yeah, it will not work with the ult, so that's something they have to be careful about. I'm not sold in this pick in the sense that Lycan, the Necrobooks are going to be exceptionally decent against Medusa. And now Dusa being, the Razor is also fairly decent against both OD and Dusa.
Of course, Medusa and OD are on the same team here, so they're not going to be fighting each other. But
oh, sorry, I meant the Razor is good against Dusa and OD.
Oh no, I was going back to the previous. But
okay.
Yes, Sumail Razor. This is an old counter to OD. We're dusting off the history books here, Lumi. Yeah. This is getting very interesting.
Although the new OD plays very differently, right? You take more points in the orb early to do a little damage, stack the int. So
I guess you may even consider the boots first here, just to limit what Sumail can do to you, though.
Get the link, or get away from the link.
Was Death Prophet banned, by the way?
I don't believe so.
I'm a little. I'm interested that EG didn't opt for that, given their lineup.
10 seconds remaining.
She was so dominant yesterday. Like prior to yesterday, I was not really feeling the Death Prophet hype. There were a lot of bad performances from the hero in the qualifier, and it seems like teams have figured out just how good Siphon has been prioritizing that over the nuke, and as that's been happening more, she's just been winning more games.
Would you like to pick DP into a hero like Rubik, which, if he steals the ultimate, is absolutely devastating? It's even better than the Rubik stealing the old DPO, because you at least don't have Witchcraft, right, to buff it up. Now
I saw it get stolen like 3 times by Rubik, but generally I would say it shouldn't be stolen that often.
That's fair.
I mean, like, DP is often just going to pop the ult very early in the fight. Rubik may not even be in position. Like, you can't just sit and wait for that, because you're going to have other responsibilities.
Sure. Being the black hole.
Yeah. And even if you get it, you have to run into the middle of the fight for Rubik, so it is a bit risky.
I'm just going to say that...
but if you steal it, it's absolutely
risky. DJ is sporting a pretty sick Rubik set.
Okay. What's he got going on here?
It's my Rubik set. I'm just going to shout out to DJ.
Where can people buy your Rubik set?
You know, the Reborn system is so crappy that I have to write an essay to explain how you can find it.
Alright, well be sure to send your essay over to Statsman Bruno.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will read it carefully.
Sure. Let's just throw it into a trash next to him. Right next to
He will light his fine Cuban cigar with it.
Bruno making the big bucks now.
We miss you, Bruno.
Yeah.
You used to be one of us. Now you're one of them!
Anyways, I think the biggest point that we're both looking for is how well Net does, right, against Fear in the jungle. In terms of, Net needs to get levels. He needs to shut down Fear, or at least slow him down, and I'm not sure whether he can.
Yeah, Fear is starting with sentries. Very likely you're going to see Fear go to this camp, so Fnatic watch the replays. I imagine we'll see the bounty quickly move over there. Already planting a sentry just to help ensure that the other big camp isn't blocked off. And only one observer down right now. Like, to me, this is been less of a ward commitment than what Navi did, and it still wasn't enough to shut him down. So it's really just going to come down to Net. And then the other big thing is the +1 Prophet. Like, maybe they bring him in to try and get an early kill, but if the Enigma's like in this region, it's pretty easy to reinforce him, whether it's from the mid lane or the top lane, and that's really the tricky part, is not getting caught by one of those, that off lane or the mid coming in to help out.
Yeah, the other tricky thing is that if you don't see Avenge, like let's say if PPD is just pulling in the jungle, then as a bound hunter you get very afraid.
And they have started with a lot of sentries.
Yeah, they have 3 sentries still.
And they've already planted the 1, so... It's not going to be an easy bounty game.
To be fair, I imagine some of the sentries is going to go to Sumail, like just to protect him in the mid lane. But still, like, you get Magic Missile, you get Malefice, just with the right clicks alone. Bounty Hunter is not exactly the tankiest hero early on. He does have 5 armor, but
he is a little yellow goblin.
Yeah. I almost want to say that in this particular game that going boots first might be more beneficial than Orb of Venom first. Normally you go see Orb of Venom just for like harassing and whatnot, but this game I feel like he's going to be roaming a lot, and the extra mobility will be very helpful to him.
He wants to try and steal this bounty, and hard to do, and oh, hey buddy, we found a little yellow goblin breakfast. Sumail looking for the last trigger. The static link keeps on going, he gets out of range. Does he want to go for the next century? PPD, he decides to play it safe, and
that's a win.
Was the wise call.
It's suicide now, and then
get back to action.
TP suicide.
He wants to go back in.
Nah, man, they just have sentry there. That is not the way. I think they see him, right?
No,
they see him walking by.
He wants the courier. Maybe.
This is some YOLO stuff.
All right. The sentry down mid. Is he gonna go suicide now? Let's see.
Why did he plan the sentry and then suicide? Right. Maybe he wanted to eat one for the tango if there was an enemy sentry and then just regen back.
He's looking for the ops mid, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways.
Or the sentry mid, rather. But this makes Fear's life easier. Like, even though the bounty hunter gets away, they commit a sentry ward to try and slow him down. Fear gets a full big camp uncontested, no EXP leech, and now he's going to be able to get the medium camp as well. And by that point, also keep in mind he's got How to work with this game, which will make it even easier and faster for him to jungle.
How Eidolon is insane in terms of pushing as well.
So maybe they take the other approach. Like, the one way to try and punish Enigma is to actually shut him down, and I think that's very difficult in this patch, but the other option is to try and pressure the lane. So perhaps we see more of what we just saw bottom, diving onto the Lycan, trying to kill off Arteezy or slow him down quite a bit early on and take advantage of that jungle factor. Oh, Universe going in on Mushi. He may end up getting the first blood here.
He's got 6. All right.
Very close. Good. DJ starting to tank a lot of flame damage. Not enough for the kill.
All right, that's too close for comfort. What is the skill build for Dusa nowadays? It's just, you know, Mystic
Snake, yeah.
Shield and stats, or do you actually put points into split shot?
Not so much early on.
So fairly standard, I guess.
I think it's pretty much the same build.
Yeah.
Then again, I haven't seen all that much Dusa, so. In the mid lane, mid one has his boots out. No boots yet on Sumail. But again, bear in mind, all these lanes are going to benefit from the Howl, so it makes it a little bit easier. And early on, do see the advantage, slight though it is, Sumail pulling ahead a little bit.
Yeah. I would say that this matchup on the mid lane is not what we more used to. I think OD has a somewhat of an easier time before. You get a little bit more damage as you tick in.
Honestly, with this sentry up, I don't think Net can really do anything to Fear. Like maybe Leech, that's about it.
Which is, you know, not the worst for a bounty. I guess he could even... Is he pulling it further away? He's trying to.
Yeah, and Net is going to get that experience, but... I think overall they're handling the bounty hunter pressure very well. Obviously it's annoying for Fear, but I don't think he's being hurt enough to
I don't think he cares.
Really pay for it.
I'm losing a little bit of EXP here and there. He's even got a point to Midnight Pulse, which generally is meant for jungling efficiency, but I think in this scenario maybe the Malefice gives him a little bit more killing potential on the bounty hunter.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to if he's going to get any help. He probably won't solo kill him, but if he had the Venge there.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get level 4, and he's going to have a point to each, so it doesn't really matter.
A little bit less kill potential now, but for EG, it's all about that mid-game timing push. You get the Lycan items out, you know, pick up your Vlads, maybe the Necro book, get your mech on Enigma, and you're just going to go for towers and objectives.
So the one thing that the Bounty Hunter is sort of doing is preventing the stacking that could be happening. Enigma's taking the jungle, the Bat Rider also needs a jungle further down the line. Bottom lane here, they're making a go here on PBD. I don't think the kill will result. Yeah, they can't dive the tower. So I do imagine the Universe Dagger is going to get pretty slow down here because Enigma's...
I'm just not feeling like they're getting enough done in the lanes, to be honest. You look at the farm here. Yeah, look at the farm. Actually 4, I would say EG is basically running a quad core now. The Bat Rider getting a bit less, and you make a good point that they're not able to stack for him, but he's still getting his levels. He can stack for himself later on. You go into the mid game, we already talked about the matchup. Fnatic not particularly good at dealing with 5-man based on the lineup unless they have a big lead. Dusa isn't dominating her lane by any stretch, in fact almost died earlier, so I really feel like they need to get more out of Net. Courier snipe, not possible at this stage of the game.
Yeah, you can make the argument...
And they're not shutting down the Lycan, like he's come bottom multiple times, still 20 CS here on Arteezy.
You can make the argument that the Bounty Hunter should have been top. Like, sure, you don't shut down mid and you don't shut down bottom, but you at least make sure that Universe doesn't have a good time. And now instead of having, 3 farm core, it's 4, like you said. Maybe they make a go here on the Arteezy on the bottom lane down to about quarter health.
That's
The Sprout's
what they
going to
need.
come through and
One more
right
auto
click.
attack. No.
Yes.
Oh, gets him with the trade. That's big, and that is exactly what they needed. Dust gets popped by PPD. He knows he's going down, but he wants the trade, and he'll get it. 2 for 1. All right. That's what they need out of the Bounty Hunter. They do get it. So Fnatic going to be extremely happy with that. And it will slow down EG a bit there, but you still see Fear. Not the fastest Enigma jungle pattern ever, but Bounty Hunter there leeching. He's still going to be fairly satisfied. Level 5 at this stage.
Yeah. Kill for Bounty is decent in the fact that he's now 3.5, and also it puts Ohio to level 6. So he's teleporting back to base for Wrath mana. I imagine they're going to be coming in here for another
This is big.
gank.
Trying to get a follow-up kill with this would
Yeah.
be really impactful.
I think what they want is actually finding Enigma in the jungle, but they'll take Razor too, right?
They'll take whatever they can get. It looks like Sumail will be the choice. The Prophet going to bounce in, does heavy damage, then the ODL drops just for the double. Fnatic exploding in the lanes after a slow start and hitting their timings. The double kill bottom leads to an over-leveled Prophet, a quicker than expected level 6, which leads to 2 more kills mid, and all of a sudden, Fnatic finding their bearings here, and well, this is exactly what their lineup is looking for. Break even in the laning stage is a loss for them, but they're not breaking even anymore, Lumi.
I'm not sure if they're winning enough. I know the goal chart is favoring Fnatic, but the mid game here for EG is so strong. The Universe Blink Dagger, the Enigma, Mech, and possibly Blink down the line as well.
I think they're happy for now, but it's not like they've won the game.
Yeah, they want maybe 2 more kills, and they'll be fairly comfortable.
Oh, mid 1, starting to trade with Sumail. Very aggressive play in the mid lane. Thing with OD is you start to get that edge, and things can get out of hand.
Uh-oh.
With Sumail turning at him does have to respect the potential for a Prophet to join this lane. Phase boots, he actually hits pretty hard, and it looks like Drums build. Or he's saving the gold up. Maybe even considers just a casual bracer and straight into an Orchid.
We'll see.
Wonder what Ohio's going for.
The nice thing about the
Blade Mail
Fnatic
Prophet?
wouldn't be bad, yeah, this game.
I think it's Drums most likely, but he's not spending his gold yet, so.
The thing about Blade Mail this game is that it's fairly decent against Razor, which a lot of his damage is, you can't really control it. I mean, you sort of can, but yeah.
They are getting some good wards out. This is the other nice thing for the Bounty Hunter pick. It's level 4. He's starting to harass Arteezy a bit, and he has managed to grab the Sage's Mask, so it seems maybe it is indeed an Orchid build-up. Damage comes out in the mid lane.
The Wrath got thrown out.
Yeah. I think just wanted to push the lanes in a bit.
Well, the Enigma is coming in now. The Wolf is trying to get a little bit of block against Ohio. In fact, Ohio turns around to fight. Ultimate's being used by the Wolfman.
Oh,
body
nice
blocks.
body blocking by Arteezy. That's going to set up a Venge Stun with that. Ohio going back to the well. Nice pick off there. Good micro.
Yeah, Net, seeing the dust on Enigma, just can't come into the lane. He's better serve. Again, shutting down top. I feel like Universe is getting way too much.
Especially considering the lack of help he had. But this is one of the downsides of a safe lane Medusa. She's not really that good at pressuring heroes. She can't force them out of lane. It's no Gyrocopter, for example, or Juggernaut where there's kill potential.
Right.
So it's the trade-off for running the Lady Dusa.
Okay, Nets.
So he does go back for the drops. Not sure if the death prompted it or that was the plan all along.
I don't know, do you feel like Drums is even that good of an item in this particular game?
I think it fits the tempo they want to go for, which is just constant aggression. Do not let EG come online. And speaking of which, the Centaur might be the MVP here. Black Hole coming through, Ohio running around it. Tries to turn with the Sprout. Is he going to go for Arteezy? No, he looks to finish off Fear. Can he do it? One more auto attack, gets the job done. Drum charge was activated. He might get Arteezy as well. Keeps him going, gives him the old smack-a-doodle, and will get the second kill. Then the Sprout. Oh, no, almost escapes.
Great play by Sumail there.
That's why you get the drums.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets that second kill otherwise.
No, he definitely doesn't. Alright, quickly learn that Drums is OP when you play the way that he's playing. Again, the Bat Rider is getting, you know, this looks like a mid-Bats farm. Sure, he doesn't have the jungle stack, but he is getting the levels. DJ does hit level 6, so that's pretty good for the Rubik this early on.
I mean, you mentioned it briefly in the draft. It's a big game for Rubik, whether it's stealing a lasso or a black hole. Even the Venge spells are quite nice. So getting a decent start on that Rubik could enable them in the mid game as EPD gets dove in the bottom lane. Sprout comes out. Prophet really hitting hard here, and they're just taking advantage of the Prophet Bounty Hunter combo. These two breaking the lanes wide open.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen a Prophet this dominant this early on and combining it with the Bounty Hunter. This is why I think Bounty is actually really good in this particular batch, because imagine if he, gets 1 or 2 more of those kills, gets track going, and suddenly Fnatic could just dive balls deep and just trade kills. It doesn't matter if they lose 1 or 2. If you get the track kills in return, then suddenly you're running 4 cores as well. Bounty Hunter becomes a core in that regards.
They are trying to trade towers, or avoid the trade, I should say, for Fnatic. Popping the Prophet ult to push out that top lane, and they secure bottom. And you look at EG, they're very dependent on their jungle for farm. You mentioned the Batrider stacking, Enigma and Lycan both like to retreat to the jungle, but getting that tier 1 bottom really breaks it open. So I would like to see Fnatic get some deeper wards down, and look to continue to apply pressure and control the Radiant side of the map.
Yep. Meanwhile, I do want to point out that Ohio is going for Orchid. Hold that thought on the mid lane here. Mid one gets swapped in. He's going to defensively Astral.
Bringing in the Rubik, though, as well as the Prophet. The Sprout is there, catching out Arteezy. They cage the Wolf, but then he gets thrown out on the Sprout and right onto mid one, dropping the ult. Not enough for the kill. Sumail looking to engage a bit further. They have stolen the Plasma Field. It's fairly high level. Didn't quite have enough damage there to finish off Arteezy.
Yeah, that's where if you have a different carrier like a Juggernaut or a Gyro, he TPs in and just turns the fight around.
Yeah, that's the issue, is Dusa can't do that. And
I think his TP was on CD anyways.
Yeah, certainly not with this build-up. You're not going to be turning the fights at this stage. So he is going towards an early Linkage Sphere, it looks like. Yep. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't think he wants to get the early Lincolns, but given what you're up against, you kind of have to.
I personally prefer that like Yasha Scotty type build up where you just go for like the most cost efficient stat, because Linkage just takes so long to come online, and you look at EG's draft, they're going to be looking to take objectives before that. But
I think
I have seen most Medusas go for Lincolns. I wonder if it really is the correct build.
I think it's correct build in the sense that if they don't get off Stone Gaze, if he gets like swap stunned or lasso stunned,
that's all their team fight.
Yeah, they just lose the fight. So it's so imperative that Stone Gaze flies out and the Lincolns give you that chance.
Arteezy farming up near the big camp, has PPD beside him. They are going to TP in a 4th hero now. The Rays are about to arrive. Batrider is going to do a bit of farming mid as the Blink Dagger for Universe is very close. And they get the swap up on Namushi, popping the Stone Gaze, but he's lost almost all his Mana Shield. Could be in trouble here, trying to back himself away. Again, it's Ohio to the rescue, pulling PPD in. Can they finish him off? Not quite. Now Dust getting popped, just assuming the Bounty Hunter's in the neighborhood, but actually looks like he's down in the river with the Shuriken bouncing around, bringing Arteezy fairly low. They all get out. They get the double track going. Very nice for Fnatic as Sumail continues pursuit, really going deep at this tower. Ohio's going to TP away. There's just not much punish from Fnatic. That was an extremely long dive for Sumail without the team support, but they weren't able to do anything to counter it.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter not being there. Well, actually, he does get the track off here. The toss going to be hitting on Sumail. Can they actually get the kill? No burst damage. Here comes the TP. Ohio cleans up. That is a 4 to 5 man track kill. They will enjoy the gold quite a bit.
I thought he was just going to back. He just kind of stuck around at the side shop. Well, good persistence by Fnatic, and that's one thing that, we haven't mentioned at all, despite the fact it's a Bounty Hunter game. I think sometimes people talk about track too much, but we're at the point now where track kills could really break the game open. Yeah. Especially when they're 5-hero track kills.
And also, I think Net has gotten over the most difficult hump of a Bounty Hunter game, which is the early first 12-15 minutes. Now you're a 4-core lineup, and I think Fnatic is in a very good position to kind of take this game into mid and late. With that said, though, Lycanthrope is still, one of the most dangerous pusher. You could lose a team fight 30 minutes in the game and just lose a rack. So Fnatic ideally want to play on the opposite side of the map. They want to be in the enemy jungle, utilizing their Prophet and the Bounty like and also, Ohio is going to be going for Orchid, which is going to be another tool against a Blink Bat coming your way. You see him blinking, you just have the Orchid ready, and suddenly Blink is...
He's very close, actually. He's already got 1 Oblivion Staff and the makings of the second, if he is going that build.
He hits so hard once he finishes the item.
Yeah, I really like this build for the... I don't think this is always the way to go, but with the Bounty Hunter, and just given EG's draft, I think Ohio's itemized perfectly this game. And Prophet's a tough hero to do it on, because there's so many ways to build him. It's like, oh, my Lycan's itemized perfectly. He's probably building a Vlad's Necro Book and a BKB AC.
I'm actually surprised to see the lack of Medallion. I know Medallion got nerfed with Roche, and and everything, but hold that thought. Mid lane here looks like mid one's gonna get caught. Stone Gaze not being used just yet. Might
mana for Black Hole here. They can actually fight this without it. I think the OD is going to look to turn around. Drops quickly to the right clicks from Sume, although they do finish off mid one. Mushi maybe underestimating the damage output of EG as Arteezy runs and munches him down and then looks for Ohio. Ohio has no teleport here for 8 seconds. They're going to have to sack DJ as well, and it's off to the races for EG. Doesn't matter how bad a couple of these engagements were. They're going to take a tower. It's like you said, one bad fight is worth like 3 in other games. They just munch through objectives.
I think they really underestimate the Midnight Pulse. They just stood in it and fought it for a long time. Instead of tower, EG will be taking the Roshan after the mid-tier 1. And I don't think you could give this one away. Can you actually fight this with a short respawn time? Black Hole is...
they're just so strong when they're grouped though. They hit so hard.
Okay, well Lasso is down. Black Hole...
They actually also have Arcane Boots, so there is a Black Hole.
Okay. It's just too fast. They're pinging it out, but it's not going to be in time. Wrath of Nature comes in, and they will see the bad news. In fact, Net's going to get swapped.
That's another nice grab for EG, along with the Aegis Flat's now complete on Arteezy. Big swing of momentum here.
This is where, if you look over to Mushi, like you were mentioning, if he has any item, he would be a factor, but... don't think Fnatic could take these fights.
I don't think he'd be a factor yet. I mean, what could he have instead? Like a second ultimate
Let's
orb?
say a Yasha maybe, and...
I still don't think that they're that afraid of the Dusa, but it's more like, I'm more thinking like 10 minutes from now. You complete the Lincolns, then you still need your Yasha, and I think you don't really become a big factor until you get the Scotty after that. Yeah, I don't really think Mushi's itemization could game that much at this point.
This is gonna be a tough kill. They're just like sprouting him around. He's just standing there.
Turns, punishes Net a little bit. Prophet was thinking about going in.
I don't think they get the kill even if that Orchid there. So, don't know.
That's another aspect to the Orchid is with this itemization on Fnatic, they are just not building for big fights. They're looking for the little skirmishes, the little pickoffs. Unless Rubik steals Black Hole and somehow walks in and catches them, they are not taking team fights 5v5. They need to spread the map, pick us with the bounty, get some good aggressive wards down, which I think some of the earlier jungle wards have expired at this point. So the map control not what it once was for Fnatic.
Thinking about the Enigma Rubik matchup, it's almost sometimes better for the Enigma to never ult.
Yeah, just wait it out.
And Fnatic is just like always watching for the Black Hole, and you don't ever give away a Black Hole to steal.
Well, especially at this draft, because I don't even think they need to ult to win fights.
Like
for the most part, they can just right-click.
And you can't ever group up because you still have to respect the ult. It's just a tough thing to play from behind.
Agreed. Oh, and steady now for EG as they continue to climb back into this game. They were down 4,000 gold, but that one sequence was a 5,000 gold and experience swing. And now the lineup starts to hit its stride. You'll see the Necro Book coming out on the Lycanthrope, the mech complete on Fear. Likely going to be building into more pushing items. We saw a pipe previously. I'm not sure if this is a pipe game, but anything that's going to help them 5-man will be what he looks for.
Oh, they're going to defend this tower, and now, oh, Lasso here on mid one, again, focusing him up.
And get Orchided, but it's a little bit too late because of that mid one. Likely to go down to Stolen. Lasso, though, onto Arteezy. That's a big kill. Arteezy is not the Aegis carrier swapped out. The Shuriken going to follow him and executes the wolf, but it comes with the cause of a gigantic Black Hole for Fear. Catching out 3. Net's going to be slaughtered, and now they want to have a little snake as dessert. Mushi on the run, stunned up. 3 napalm stacks, 4, and down he'll go. Oh, it looks so good with the Stolen Lasso Lumi, but they even managed to finish off DJ, and that really just shows how much damage EG have. They didn't even lose their Aegis that fight.
Yeah, good job by Fear. Just like once he saw the Lasso, he meant Spell Steal was on cooldown for a while. So let loose a Black Hole was a perfect one. Now you just start losing building.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They're not even. That was a bit of, I wouldn't say bad luck, but just timing was tough there. If he's slightly faster on the Orchid, they bent the Bat Lasso. Maybe they get a Rubik lift. They can just kill the Bat. At the end of the day, they're losing the OD really early every fight, and he's supposed to be one of their big hitters. So I think they're not satisfied.
Well, right now over your head, Sumeo's just like 1v3 right now. They're tracking him up. He's going in. Ohio barely safe, and I think they're finally gonna kill him, but he's got Aegis. In fact,
there's a swap for round 2 if they need it.
They need a run now, Fnatic. That's something that we said in the draft, right? How do you protect this OD against swap and Bat Lasso? And I think Fnatic is really, I don't know. That's why I don't think OD is as good as everyone thinks it is. Just like you don't He's trying to build tank, but that's not even enough. I think BKB has to be his next item. But that's, again, if he could activate the BKB before he gets lasso.
There's still lasso, black hole, and amazing right click. So even if he gets the BKB, it's not a get out of jail free card. Tough game for the OD.
And also, this is where your bounty hunter starts to fall off when the enemy starts to 5-man with a Lycan. Bounty just gives you very little in these 5 versus 5 engagement if you don't get everybody tracked, and he also doesn't have any items to back up his team. Like, where's that mech that you see bounty hunter has? I believe they gave away 2 track kills so far, EG, this entire game.
And that was when it was looking, that was right when he got it too. It's basically since these level 6 things happen, and well, Dusa has the Lincolns now, so now Mushi can actually start building items that allow him to threaten EG in fights, but the way the game's developed, barring a huge flurry of track kills, I'm thinking Fnatic are looking for this to go like 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
To really have a good shot.
Also, to evaluate your question whether you want to be getting Lincolns, and I said that it's so important for Fnatic to drop that ult. It feels like, I mean, Mushi's ulting every single fight, right? And
yeah.
It's not enough.
Well, they just kill so fast.
Yeah, they just kill mid one, and that's it. So maybe, going back on a statement, maybe Mushi needed to get damage instead of the Lincolns, because they don't care about Mushi. He's not even being focused.
Well, I think if you get like Yasha Scotty, you're normally going to be tanky enough anyway that you still get off your ult most fights, unless they commit something huge like a black hole. Right. But I don't think Lincoln's going to save you from that either.
Yeah, so maybe you're right. Maybe Yasha, Manta, that kind of stuff is the better way to go.
In some drafts, the Lincolns can definitely work, but when
actually, how about this?
These push-heavy drafts are where it's a little tricky.
You just you give the Lincoln to OD.
Yeah, that could work, but then you maybe just get lassoed instead. Then
you get Astral, I think. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of times when EG is initiating, they're coming in with smoke and Blink 4-staff plays.
I mean, he's going to have to make some sick plays with the Lincolns to justify it.
So technically, I think Fnatic can win next fights, but it's like, you know, they have to play.
One of the other issues is with Profit build, as we talked a lot about all the benefits, but one of the drawbacks is if you get into this position where they're 5-manning and you're on the back foot, you can't rat it out as quickly. You know, he hasn't gone for a Maelstrom or a Necro Book or anything that really lets you take towers more quickly, so they're more forced into fights.
I don't think you could rat against this draft anyways.
They'll take the tier 1 mid, but that's a freebie. It's more about, can they actually grab tier 2? Do EG allow them to? They're bringing Enigma into the top lane. I think the Batrider is likely to TP soon. Actually, he's already here. There's a threat of lasso, so they'll take bottom, keep on going, and as soon as we see them try to back, they're going to get punished. No, even before that net gets lassoed up, they're going to drop the Midnight Pulse, the fire starts ticking in, and he will fall, but EG are actually not backing. They're looking to continue pursuit in the bottom lane as they also isolate Ohio. They're going for the base race, well, not even the base race, just 3 rack scenario, as they will kill off Ohio, and they did quite a bit of damage to the tower, so they don't actually commit, but they're very content with that. More kills, no real losses. Just the tier 1 mid that's going to die at some point anyway.
Is there a scenario where we could see Fnatic hold the high ground for a while? I mean, you are playing Dusa.
Yeah, for a bit. EG can also split push. And Medusa's, one of her big weaknesses is her mobility. She can't be in all the lanes.
I mean, look, when you're in the base, it's not that far. Just walk around.
The number of times I've seen a Medusa just like waddling from top to bottom while, you know, heroes like Lycan or Lonjura are just mauling racks.
Yeah. She does have phase boots, and Yasha.
Alright. Maybe she needs to. Where's her drums?
Yeah.
This brings to mind a game that I cast with Period Flax where they're the 6-slotted Medusa, no boots, no
I remember seeing that. It's just
their Venge would swap the Medusa around to reposition her in fights. But it was like always offensive swaps. Like the Venge would run in, swap the Medusa in to the middle of the enemy team so she could actually right click.
And stone gaze, and
that's what they need.
Believe that was a pub game, right?
It was not a pub game, but it felt like a pub game.
Oh, okay.
It was actually a professional game of Dota 2, though I couldn't believe it myself, Lumi.
Oh, EG is probably going to wait for the next Roshan and then go from there. Hopefully Net is going to finish his mech before that. He's 50 go away. They are just so far behind in terms of itemization.
Oh, this is the OD BKB. But I think, as we talked about, this is a mediocre BKB.
This is like a game-losing BKB that you have to buy, but you don't want to buy.
That's the most confusing way to describe it, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I understand you, Lumi.
no one else does this, so it's okay. Boys and girls at home, you have to buy it to survive, but because you're buying it, you don't have gold to buy other real damage item that you want to get. So you are forced into a game-losing situation.
And now the Aegis. This time we'll be on Arteezy as he's become a much bigger threat. Another 3k gold banked up for him. Sumail, with all the aggression, has kept his farm up to 3,500 gold on him. So maybe an AC, a Shiva's, or even just a BKB in the cards next. And with that, EG, very decent chance they look to break base with the Sage. It's only one tier 2 out map. Looks like Ohio does want the Maelstrom now. Picks up the gloves. I think he is recognizing this is going to quickly become a stall game for Fnatic, but will they be able to stall in time?
Yeah, dropping the shield on Mushi once you get the Mjolnir is also very, very good. But again, you get there. Also, there's a gem available now on the Batrider, so Net's usage is even lower. He's still not buying the mech recipe.
Oh, he might get caught by this gem.
Oh, sorry, he's not even close to the mech. He doesn't even have headdress yet. Oh, they do.
I just assumed it was on the courier. I trusted you, Lumi.
I trusted my eyes, and I learned to not trust myself.
Lesson learned. Neither of us should trust you.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Sumail gives them the other way to siege on the front line, and I think this is probably the safer way.
Oh, this could be huge. Arteezy gets caught out. There's the track. There's no ultimate ready. There's also no tier 1 available, so they're going to be able to bring him down once. They might be able to kill him a second time. This could be massive. They've even grabbed the Howl.
Well, the whole team is coming,
and they lock him down. They're still very far away. Track comes out while he's morphing. He may drop there. The Sprout cages him in. He is going to fall. That was a big fight, but mid one did have to commit his 10-second BKB towards the end. They'll definitely take it. 2,000 gold and change there. Talk about a smoke gang coming up, all aces.
Yep, that's another 5-man track kill. Mech is now finished. DJ has 8 lens going. I still think they are maybe one round of
There's
items
the
away.
Maelstrom.
Yeah, it's...
Dusa is closing in on the next ultimate orb at least. The importance of that kill cannot be understated.
Yeah, it helped a lot.
Not to mention they took away the Aegis, and that was an Aegis with 3 minutes left. Probably the Aegis EG was going to do their first siege of the base on. So now they may have to wait another one. That is a game-changing pick. And just honestly pretty lucky too. They didn't even know he was there.
Well, sometimes you need a little luck.
Need a lot of luck. They got it. Still EG holding the lead for now. It is an Aghanim Scepter on Sumail. Interesting to see this item. Fada has really gone away from this build. We've seen a lot of Butterfly AC on him. Occasionally the Shiva's more of just like a traditional right-click Razor, but Sumail's going to go back to the Razor Classic way to play. Do you like the Ag's Refresher build more? Or
I think in this game, his role is just to stand in front and just siege. And if they do go on him, that's when your Venge and Batrider reacts. So normally I would agree with the Fata build, but in this scenario, I think the Aghanim is actually better. You're also setting it for Black Hole, right? If they just commit on your Razor. And now you're putting Fnatic in a situation where if you don't come in on Razor, well, he's just wrecking your towers. If you do, then you're playing into the hands of EG.
EG now marching down mid. Just smoked. Gonna be a bounty hunter to reveal this one. Universe still holding the gem and has the extra range there. Grabbed by the lasso, but the bounty hunter tanking the gank. Almost ended up being the Prophet. They're still okay with it.
Now's that one pick. Push it here if
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Even if they have a bad fight, no track gold.
Miles is trying his best to split push. It's just a hard thing to do against this lineup with Venge and Batrider split push against.
Yeah, you can see Prophet cutting the waves up top right now, trying to eliminate the push, but unfortunately they already have another creep wave marching in. EG might be thwarted here though by the rat tactics. Bottom lane also pushing.
Adusa is very good against this, especially when the creep wave is cut. Hard to go on her.
They're playing this really well,
yeah,
Fnatic.
They are. Well, no, they're playing all these smart engagement, like small engagement well, but they make one big mistake, they just lose, right? So it doesn't matter if you're doing, all the perfect ratting.
It matters to me. I feel better about them.
Fair enough.
They may not win them the game, but I just want to point out they're playing this very well. I'm a little crack.
We're finishing the AC.
That's a big grab. Oh, just kidding.
Got him.
Ohio.
Get out of there. TP on CD though. TP on CD. How he's gonna make it up? Sprout.
Worth.
Nah, is it worth?
Still worth.
Okay. All right, he did.
Still worth.
And now you give away the fact that you have a ward as well. That's going to be weird.
I think it's still worth it.
Bottom, if they could pick... This is a bad time to go. You just lost your profit. That's a lot of your damage. You're going to focus on RTZ. Here comes the Black Hole! It finds DJ, so no Black Hole seal. And now Net just need to run. He pops the mech, pops the track, but he's also in a lot of trouble. Net goes into Viz. They see him.
Back.
Okay.
He bought back, he TP'd in bottom, and then he's like, ah, that's a terrible idea.
And the gem is on the bat, who is now going the other direction for Mushi.
Oh, can't afford to lose Mushi here. He's going to break the Lincolns with the 4-step, then drags him back with the lasso. Mushi does have a Stone Gaze available. Arteezy, ult's going to wear off. Looks like they may be able to get out of here with Mushi, but not so lucky as Nat, who's going to be finished off by EG's cluster. 3 down. Well, the courier snipe was worth it. Everything else that happened, not so much.
I mean, they were making the Hail Mary play, right? Like you saw Razor up top, you see RTZ bottom, and you just say, all right, if we just get one more pick, we're back into this game. Now they're further behind. Sometimes when you're this far behind, you just have to go for those low chance plays.
Yeah, that really set Ohio back in terms of the net worth as well. See Enigma, a comfortable 3,000 up on him. Roshan, still a couple minutes off at the very least, but G back out on top, about a 14,000 gold lead now, 20,000 experience. We still have yet to see that really explosive fight where they get multiple track kills, break the game open. G just not giving up too many freebies.
So Fair's making a Lincoln Sphere, which I'm not sure whether you're in agreement with. I mean, track is so good against it. Obviously, it protects you against a spell steal, but can you just like track and spell steal, or is that just too
I don't
hard
think you get Lincolns for track because the
no. You're getting it for spell steal. But
yeah,
I'm saying track is so good at breaking it.
Sometimes you just need that 1 second.
Yeah.
He's got the blink dagger. I think it's okay.
Or maybe you just put on bat when he's going in. He's not orchidable. He is not liftable.
Yeah, and actually, if they get a BKB at that point, then it's just God in the fights.
That is true.
The lenses, Aether lenses everywhere. What do we got? 3 so far?
I'm expecting they add a recipe cost to Aether lens. This item is too cheap and too effective.
I agree.
Alright, mid 1. We're counting on you to be the one, but he's actually on the bottom half of the net worth chart, which is not where you want to be.
Well,
so,
Fodi was the chosen one, I gotta tell you. I think the Sith are winning right about now, Lumi.
Damn, that's our Star Wars reference.
The feels.
Radiant's
Look,
top
man,
tower
I
is under
watched
attack.
half of episode 4 and I can't stand it.
Mid one, you were the chosen one! You were supposed to bring balance to Dota, not leave it in darkness. You should watch the movies. They're great. Classics.
I watched Braveheart recently, that was great.
Braveheart.
It made me think of Shane.
Ain't no Star Wars.
I don't know,
think
man.
Of Shane.
Yeah,
That guy has hair.
well, you know, it was a weird accent. I was like, oh, that's Shane. And then I was like, oh, they're Scottish, not Irish. Anyways.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, the Fnatic's still holding, and they still have the air quote the best late game hero in the game, or in this game at least. You know, Medusa, once she finished Scotty, can she suddenly be just too hard to push against?
It's not over.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
They still have all the racks, and they have the Medusa with track gold. They're not great on high ground, I would say, outside of Dusa, but I still give Fnatic some chance here. But if you're EG, you're also reaching that point where Batrider is going to be farmed enough with the Aether Lens 4-step blink that he's almost certainly going to find that first pick. And once you do, then the base gets a lot easier to break open.
Alright, so
Fnatic have to play very crisp Dota, need good wards. By the way, speaking of wards, EG have one in the base right now, which could be huge if they try to siege soon.
let's suppose that EG makes the next push, and they just drop it hard, right? You get 4 or 5 track kills, another round of item comes out for Fnatic after that. Oh, they're tracking him right now. He's trying to run away. Sprout is available, but Iron Talon brings him back out. He is going home.
That Talon doing work.
Alright, but let's suppose Fnatic defends the next high ground push, gets a couple of track kills. Are they then ahead, or do they need like 1 or 2 more of those kind of fight?
Say 2 fights and they're even.
Okay. So this is a real uphill climb.
Oh yeah. This is I mean,
This is Mount Everest.
the net worth might be cresting, but experience, that's a 20,000 gold or experience lead. This is big.
Alright, that's the third roach. It will be cheese.
Oh, I don't know if they can take it.
No, they
Fnatic
no
know it too. They're like, yeah, you can have Aegis. We are gonna just sit in our base and wait for you to come.
And they will come. Refresher eggs.
We'll have snacks and refreshments. I promise, EG.
Refresher eggs on the ready on Razor with cheese up front.
Everything EG has built is designed to break the base. The Venge Aether Lens just for the defensive swap out. Sumail going for the maximum tower damage build with the AC, or oh, sorry, the Ags as well as the Refresher. The Lycan going AC Necrobook Vlad, just your classic base pushing Lycan build. And at this stage, the next push will be the hardest defense Fnatic have of the game. If they can hold this push, as long as they don't have to use like 4 or 5 buybacks, I think they'll be in much better shape moving forward. But this is when EG's draft. They have everything that they need, and this should be their timing to break it open.
Also, they gave the bottle to PPD. He has a haste rune in his bottle, so will make those swaps much easier to come by as well.
It's almost level 3 swap, by the way.
They're level 2.
It's almost level 3, I'm saying.
He does have the 8th lane, so...
On the mid lane. See, they're spreading the map, and this is where Dusa rock in a hard place. Which lane do you defend? They commit the glyph, but it's right as the tower ends up falling. Not the best time to use it. She can just back off, reset if they want. Oh, they got Mushi. There's the lasso. Follow-up ultimate from the Razor, and zoning out the backline to Spear. There's not going to be an easy save here for Mushi, but they managed to turn it around.
Got Black Hole.
He stole the Black Hole, but he's very squishy. He's got to be careful to be able to get this one off PPD. Trapped in silence. Can't quite get into the fight. They might lose the bench here. Enigma down as well. Already trying to rat it up on the top lane was Arteezy. He broke down the tier 3 tower. Great hold from Fnatic overall, but they still lose 2 tier 3s even then.
Alright, they have to do something with this Black Hole. I think you just... I don't know what the something is. Maybe you go down mid, force a fight.
The swag plays, Lumi.
Yeah, buys a blink. Did he sell something to do it?
No. I'm just saying there's opportunities here.
Yep. I mean, they definitely have more of a shot now than they did for the past 10 minutes, so...
But I think the silence there on the Venge prevented a swap out to maybe try and save the Enigma, got caught in a bad position, and EG just made a call. Let's just try to take some structures and back off.
Yeah, EG is still very calm and collected with their riding, like just Arteezy going top, the Razor ulting mid. Razor also committed his refresher orb for that fight, so no refresher for the next, 2 minutes or so.
They really thought they were going to get the Dusa there.
Yeah.
And I
thought too.
I liked the way Fear played it. He blinks into the backlines. He tries to keep everyone away from the Dusa so there's no Astral or any sort of save play, but they just counterplayed it really well on the Fnatic side.
Yeah. Well, Fear was just like 2 pixels off from the Rubik ult as well.
Yeah, if he catches him there, that's probably game.
Black Hole, is he using it? The lasso's coming up here. Where's the Rubik? Where's the Black Hole?
He's on, he interrupts the lasso, and they will get the kill. Now DJ comes in, he's Black Hole too! Fnatic turning this one around, that's a massive track kill! All 5 collecting the gold, 3 down, including 2 cores.
Do you push? Do you pressure?
Push.
You
force buybacks. If you see enough, maybe you bet.
Well, Batrider just bought back, but he doesn't have ultimate for 40 more seconds. Mushi on the low ground, heading up to high ground. Here comes Ohio, making a couple of trees. They have Mjolnir up soon as well. You can pop it on Mushi. This could be it, man.
Fnatic marching into the base. EG, they had the lead they needed. They had the items they needed, but Mushi is getting to that critical mass where he's very difficult to deal with.
I think he's through a low mana.
The Mjolnir's been thrown onto him. See, do they go for round 2? They're clearing out the waves. The Prophet Ult keeps them bouncing. Even if they lose the fight here, Fnatic have all the lanes pushing their way, so they won't necessarily give up racks. But Mushi is in pretty deep. He is out of mana now. The Necrobook going to work. Has he overextended? There's the Sprout. OD engages. He's low. Again, the lift interruption on the lasso, but it's still enough to kill Mushi. He burns down. They do get another Batrider kill. Probably going to be the end of any Fnatic kills. They need to get the hell out and do so quickly. Mid 1 next. Ohio is going to try to TP away. Makes it out. They race down mid. Arteezy still has the Aegis, the free heal. And that Aegis about to expire. He's going to just strut down mid. Gets healed up by the Enigma.
This is kind of the last
buyback.
Yeah, Sumail just bought back for this as well. He has 25 seconds on to refresh orb. And of course, Black Hole is at the ready. Rubik is alive. His Black Hole is obviously down for a while. All right,
there's no Batrider though, so EG are just walking uphill.
Yes.
They will not have any initiation.
Do they have Gem? Did they give it? It's on the dire side now.
Gem on the Rubik.
Yeah, now Net has a lot more room to move. I think Fnatic will hold this.
Rubik has the Black Hole in a minute, but I don't think it's something he gets to use again here. So he goes instead for the steal, grabs the hell on Arteezy, who does have the Aegis available for a little bit longer. They're gonna muscle him down. He has not finished off the racks. The rest of the team did not go mid.
I don't know. I think he's in a
They
very bad
rotate
position.
behind the Wolf, and now the Dusa gonna run in, zones out the EG backline. They turn on Arteezy. They'll kill him off. Can they stop anyone else from retreating Fear? No, didn't get caught by the
Venge's tracked, man. They see him. Venge's definitely
that's a lot
dead.
of gold. Money, money, money for Fnatic. That's what the doctor ordered, and they are going to manage to steal the swap.
Yo, that's a big one.
DJ.
He's got Aether Lens.
Steals with an Aether Lens and a Dusa. Another 2,200 gold swing. Fnatic.
I think Fnatic's winning this game.
Oh,
They're going to win this.
The graphs are saying Fnatic are back. And EG collapsing a bit here down the stretch in the mid-game.
Fnatic was never away, man, right? Why are they back? They were in here all along. I believe in them.
All right, well, Mushi, he appreciates your support.
I gave them 30%, man.
There's a BKB on Enigma, though. This could be very big.
Is that enough? Oh, he's got swap. He could use swap to break the Lincolns and then use the stealth steal. Dude.
But I don't know if he's going to realize this BKB is out anyway, so he may just use the swap on something else.
Fair enough, fair enough. We'll see if Enigma's going to pop forward, but Mushi's going to sit on the low ground, just pop away. It's going to be one of the slowest push. Enigma's going to come back. They still have to glyph. Ooh, do you chicken out and back off?
This is taking a long time. Mushi has no buyback. Death here on Mushi. Quite possibly the game the other way. He is the bulwark of their push. And I think Fnatic are getting cold feet.
I will get Kofi too.
If Mushi had buyback, I think you go for that. But without it, it's a bit risky.
Just put the game in perspective. This is kind of do or die for Fnatic. If they win, they are 3-2.
And they also knock EG down a peg. So it secures them quite possibly a better seed where they maybe get an easier opponent. Or I think at this point they can't actually win the group. So they would still have to play in round 1 of the playoffs. But huge win, obviously, if they can pull it off.
Yeah, I think LGD has locked first place of the group.
Yeah, they already had won it after their 4th game.
Okay, so for the next question is buyback. Okay, buyback's not coming off cooldown for Mushi for a long time, so he just finished the full butterfly, right?
Well, they found Bounty, and they get him. He's got buyback. He's not even gonna hesitate. Meanwhile, Mushi shopping. Oh, he's got butterfly now.
Oh no! Don't get caught! Flutter, my friend.
Flutter away to safety.
Okay.
Close call. They are gonna have a really hard time killing Mushi here. I think for EG, the play is to just try and avoid Mushi.
And Rat.
Spread Sumail and Arteezy.
Yeah.
One of them goes mid, the other one top. And
Arteezy top?
You just commit for Rax here. But Fnatic are already ready to greet him. Arteezy gets caught out off the bat. Now going to go with the BKB, the Sprout ground, trying to just immediately bring him down. The lasso comes through. Swap! Insta-cancel by DJ with the swap. Sumail working on the mid lane right now, but he's maybe going to get forced back. Arteezy decides to head bottom instead. No, he goes back on mid. Mushi's standing here delivering, but Arteezy is getting Rax melee falling
Watch
quickly.
for the black hole.
There's the Astral through it all. Trying to slow things down. Arteezy
black hole.
punch it down. He may die though. Don't let him TP out. Arteezy is gonna live. They let him escape. Oh no! Huge survival there. They do lose the Razor. No buyback, but Fear slows them down. They also got the melee in the top lane while that was happening. I think they just lost track of Arteezy in that fight. It may come back to haunt them. If buyback available is the ultimate question right now. He did, but forcing it would have been really big.
Would have been absolutely huge. Now again, you're going to go down to the other side and try to get something. I think getting the range racks is all they could really get.
There's no black hole. There's no buyback on Razor or Enigma. I actually think they can still go down mid and at least get one
the racks.
lane.
Okay,
you get one lane here. I don't know if you get two though.
Well, you know, Wrath of Nature is a pretty decent, pushing spell, but I think he used it in a time where there was lack of vision on the other lane. Anyways, they're getting this lane of Rex.
Do you just YOLO for the throne? Say screw the Rax? Too good for that rider, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you can. You're so close to the fountain.
You know what they have though? They have like a swap into fountain lasso drag available.
Yeah, they do.
You do have to be careful if you're Fnatic.
I think you just go for the other lane of Rax, which is the safer play. I'm surprised they didn't rotate top because lose the barracks there. But
they are going to take out the range Rex bottom. Not sure there were no buybacks. They know the Razor can't, but the Enigma could have potentially had one.
All right, now you back off, right?
And no, it looks like they want to maybe go for Megas. Fnatic on the stretch. They're going for it straight for the top lane. Where is that swap into a lasso drag? They're going to need something big from EG right now. Fnatic may have pulled this one out, even when the Enigma respawns. It's still a while before he's got it, and now Ohio getting dragged back in. That'll be the first hero taking on the fight. Arteezy's going to engage. Mushi, standing his ground, has the Stone Gaze and just forces Fear off the fight immediately. Arteezy tries to run past him. DJ stealing the shape shift and looking to stay alive a bit longer. It's the little wolf on big wolf action who's going to prevail. Ohio is fought back. He rejoins the fight. Sumail being forced off by the OD. Munching a wolf just on the bounty hunter. That's not an important hero at this stage of the game. Mushi driving Sumail out. Fnatic overwhelming them. It's Arteezy's turn to buy back. There's no back door. Fnatic are going to take the head-on fight, and EG are not getting the split push off here. Now the spell steal grabbing the magic missile again, and more lockdown. PPD could well be next. There goes the Mystic Snake. They're blasting him down. Fear's got no black hole. EG crumbling. They're going to lose the melee. The range could be next. This is mega creeps, and with that, Fnatic may have just stolen this game, but Mushi has dieback.
Run,
It
run,
may
run,
not be
run,
over. There's a dieback on the Prophet. There's a dieback on the Deuce. The Fnatic gotta get the hell out as quickly as possible.
Mid one's out, net is dropping low.
Is it thrown at time, Lumi?
It is absolutely throwing time. You walk down the mid lane, you buy south. If you need it, you buy clarity. If you need it, just go. No buyback, like you said, on the Deuce. 50 seconds. I think that's enough.
She's up in time.
I think she's enough, and they have glyph, right?
He's going to buy items. They have glyph.
They have glyph.
Deuce might just
All right.
have it.
Who else has buyback? Okay, Rubik has buyback.
Enigma and Rubik.
Okay, do you just make some sacrificial YOLO play? You blink in 4-staff like towards the enemy team
Yes,
just to buy?
you throw a life to slow this one down.
Just go, right? Because your secondary life is your more important one. Let's see what DJ does. I think if you're the Radiant team, you walk past that range Rex, or you kill it and you just go. That's your only play now.
They're going straight for the tier 4s. EG want to end this game and they want to end it now. Mid one runs in, he's got the Hex available, locks onto Sumail, tries to blow him up. Does he have the hammer? You betcha, but it's not enough for the kill yet. The Razor survives. They've lost the OD.
Oh no!
Oh boy,
They need Dusa.
Where's the Dusa when you
3,
need her?
2, 1, buyback now!
Oh,
Dusa, come back!
Mushi, where is he? He does pop the buyback, but it's too late. The
Oh,
road's
don't get
exposed. Ah, the black hole! He whips, but it doesn't matter.
Oh my
Too
goodness.
little, too late. Fnatic, victory snatched away, and EG will take it. Oh, that's gonna burn.
Wow, every single second towards the end counted there. What a freaking game of Dota.
Oh, man, that hurts.
What went wrong in the last fight? I don't think anything went wrong, right? Fnatic did everything they needed to do. I don't know.
They could have gotten 2 lanes of Rax and just back for free.
Yes, they could have.